Yesterday felt like a very big moment in the title race for Arsenal. Getting over the hurdle at St James's Park, beating a tough team like Newcastle, the way we did it in the last minute as well, with all the adversity we went through, with the penalty in the first half as well, with the fact now we are 5 games unbeaten in all competitions. Champions League, Premier League, Carabao Cup. 4 wins, 1 draw. Things are suddenly looking on the up when you start putting things together. And the fact that we've kept the gap close to Liverpool to 2 points, we've absolutely capitalised. We've actually capitalised when everyone hadn't, bar Man City beating Burnley 5-1. Genuinely, this feels like a big moment. A really big moment. And the respect from the football community that I'm seeing in regards to Arsenal, that some people they just can't help it at the end of the day. Because you have to give respect where respect is due. We kept on fighting to the end, and who knows what we can go on and do now. The handbrake is fully off. Will it remain off? That is the question. I'm your host, Dini, and welcome back to Arsenal TV. And this video starts right now. Yes, people them, I am your host Dini and welcome back to Arsenal TV. Thank you for being here. I want to thank you for getting me to 500 subscribers. It is an absolute honor, and I just wanted to say thank you for the community. We are absolutely building here, but I'm buzzing. I'm genuinely buzzing because of reaching 500 subscribers and because of the fact that Arsenal won their game yesterday and because of the fact that the Deptford Lionesses are doing well in their own sense as well. But talking about Arsenal, because this is Arsenal TV, and first of all, make sure you are subscribed to Arsenal TV. Now that we've hit 500 subscribers, then now the motive is to move to 1,000 subscribers. So make sure you subscribe to Arsenal TV, smash the subscribe button, smash a like on the video. I'm gonna ask for a like target of 10 subs. Come on people, can we get to 10 subs? Let me know if we can, and leave your comments down below of what you think of this video, my thoughts and feelings. My thoughts and feelings, your thoughts and feelings, or my thoughts and feelings, you know what I'm saying? Because I have a lot of many thoughts and feelings going on in my head right now because I am still buzzing, as I said, from yesterday's game. Not only was it a great game in many ways, the fact that the handbrake was finally taken off, Arteta saw the light and he did it. He took the handbrake off. He put Eze in the 10. And because of the fact that we won away at St James's Park, when it's been a place for us, well, in the last 5 years or so, we know it's been a hard place to go to. Because before that, people forget, I know it's been hard in the last few years, but people forget before that, we were slapping up Newcastle for fun, basically. So in the last 5 years, from about, 2019, 2021, so 5-6 years or so, they've had the one up on us where we've just been literally off the boil, finishing 8th, 5th, this, that, and the other, refresh after Emery and everything else. You know what I'm saying? Everyone had their turn at us. It was peak and then it paused. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of mad. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of mad what I said there. So let's just hold on for a second. Subscribe to Arsenal TV. Why for that? Anyway, people. So with Newcastle buckling at the last minute, thanks to if Pope holds on to the ball, to be fair, if Nick Pope actually holds on to the ball, Arsenal probably don't get the corner. We probably don't get the win. But we kept on pushing. We kept on pushing. And to be fair, we deserved to win the game. In my opinion, we absolutely deserved to win the game because of the fact that the handbrake was off, because of the fact that Eze was then, because of the fact that we were a bit more attacking as well and everything else, you know. And this only bodes well for the rest of the season. One, because Odegaard is now under pressure. I always thought that when Eze comes in, Odegaard's days weren't necessarily numbered, but he needs to be on his toes now. Because that performance we saw from Eze yesterday in the 10, close to being brilliant. It's going to be even better. He had shots on target, volleys and this, that and the other. Could have scored a couple goals yesterday, but we know what he's been like. We know what he can be in that 10 when he is in that 10. He is a creator, maverick, magic man, his touch in his pass. He's a class player. There's no doubt about it. We know that he's a class player. So that's Eze in the 10, absolutely. And then we go to the left wing. Trossard actually had an okay game, hit the post, could have finished his goal. But this is what I'm saying. We had more shots on target. Okay, the post is not necessarily counted as hitting the target, but you know what I mean. It was a bit more attacking, a bit more threatening because we had that creativity in the middle. Obviously, there was patterns being found between him and Eze, do you know what I'm saying? Saka there, do you know what I'm saying? And this, that, and the other. There was patterns being found, and Gyökeres will get his goals. They will come once we start finding that link. Odegaard played a nice ball in yesterday as well. Had some nice passing, nice little decent cameo from Odegaard yesterday as well. But, well, it's not really necessarily a but. We are happy. We are genuinely happy. As I said, it's been a hard place to go to in the last few years. And because of the way the weekend went as well, I don't know why it's taken so long to get to this, but because of the way the weekend went as well, with Liverpool losing in the last minute, big up Edward Nketiah, my brother, fam. My brother, fam. Big up Eddie Nketiah. Thank you so much for that. Because Newcastle, Crystal Palace have been good for most of the season now, since last season as well. 18 games unbeaten in all competitions. They're doing a madness over there. So it shouldn't come as a surprise necessarily that Liverpool lost to Crystal Palace, but they were being jammy, as we know, and this, that, and the other. And of course, Chelsea losing to Brighton 3-1. Again, this is what is going to be key when Chelsea face Man United on the weekend as well, Saturday. It's going to be interesting to see why, because the only reason why I'm interested in this game is because it's a big game, and I wouldn't say Chelsea are in the title race, but they have a decent outfit. They actually do. They do have a decent outfit, and obviously, not Chelsea facing United, Chelsea facing Liverpool. What am I saying? That's what I'm saying. The reason why I'm interested in this game is because Chelsea are playing Liverpool. I'm buzzing. Now I'm locked back in because Arsenal are back in the title race. Let's just say how it is. Arsenal are back in the title race because I was chatting to my brother Ryan, yeah, and he was literally talking about how literally the race just started from game week 1. And the reason why that is simply because now we know what it's like to be in a title race and lose it and be so close, whether it's 2 points behind, a few points behind. We've seen Liverpool lose the title race to City how many times? A point behind them, 99, 97, or is it 97, 98, whatever it was. Do you know what I mean? If you lose ground in a title race, it's tough to get back. Liverpool found that out against Man City. Man City found that out against Liverpool once. We found that out against Man City twice. We found that out against Liverpool. Once you lose ground, that's it. And we drew too many games. We lost too many games. As I said, we went to St James's Park. We got bopped off the pitch last season. It was absolutely diabolical, to say the least. But we absolutely got the job this time round. And that's one thing that I've been seeing on YouTube, especially with everyone that I've watched the game, whether they've been Chelsea fans, United fans, Liverpool fans. I've seen a lot of respect come from them. There's been a lot of respect come from the football community because they have said that is the stuff of champions. When you go to places tough like that and you go there and you get the last minute winner from Big Gabriel, who has done that numerous times over the last few years. And I'm going to talk about him again when I talk about Olympiacos after this. But when you do that, Mikel Merino again comes on again. Substitutes again from Mikel Arteta were good. Do you know what I'm saying? The substitutions got him out of trouble. Odegaard assists Gabriel. It's going to be interesting going into the next few games, especially with Olympiacos coming up and West Ham coming up on the weekend, because Arsenal do have a bit more freedom and a bit more license to play. Both games are at home. We are at home to Olympiacos and we're at home to West Ham. So I want to see 2 home game wins on the trot, in my opinion. I don't see why we can't expect that. Because if we're going for the Champions League, if we're going for the Premier League, if we're going for the competitions, you need to get these games won. These next 2 games, you win back-to-back. You want back-to-back wins. This is what we're looking at now. I want back-to-back wins. Champions League, Premier League. No. I want 3 wins in a row. That's what I want. Yeah. I want 3 wins in a row. Let's get a run going because we have a favorable run going into the next few months as it is anyway. But you know what? That's Arsenal versus Newcastle. That has been my review on Newcastle versus Arsenal. 2-1. And yeah, absolutely happy. The handbrake is off. We cannot allow a gap to grow. We cannot. We could not allow Liverpool to pull off. Because when did Man City, they won a Champions League, was it 23-4 or 24-5? Can't, or 24-25. Whichever one it was, they would know. When they went away to the Club World Cup, and there was one weekend they went away to the Club World Cup, and we decided to drop points. They were away. Liverpool capitalized. I think Liverpool lost as well. We didn't capitalize. We just didn't capitalize. Now we're actually capitalizing on people's losses, and this is good. It's actually genuinely good. So Arsenal beating Newcastle 2-1 away at St James's Park. We are back on track. We are back on track in the Premier League. We are 2 points behind Liverpool, but now we're going to have a look ahead to Olympiacos. And before we continue this video, people, make sure you subscribe to Arsenal TV. You done? All right. We're forward now. Yes, people, I am your host, Dini, and welcome back to Arsenal TV. And now we're going to be looking ahead to Olympiacos at home in the Champions League at 8 p.m. at the Emirates Stadium. And yo, you know what? There's history around this game. There is history around this game, people, because the last time we faced Olympiacos was a last 16 tie in the Europa League. It was during COVID times. It was a year after the round of 32 where we went out, and then a year later we actually corrected the score, or corrected the result basically, and actually went through to the quarterfinals. I can't remember who we went out against, but that was Europa League. This is Champions League now. We have moved on. So people, do you know what? You want to know a fun fact? I've got a fun fact for you people. And the fun fact is this. In the last 5 games, Arsenal have faced Olympiacos away 3 times, and they played us at home twice. Once in the Champions League in 2015 with Giroud and them, man. Giroud, what's that? No, I think it was Europa League. Giroud, Mertesacker, blah. And then when, obviously it was always in the Europa League as well at the same time. And with that being said, we played them away 3 times, played them at home twice. We've beat them away 3 times. And the last 2 times we played them at home, we lost. We lost when Aubameyang missed in the last second, when it was 2-1, and they had away goals in that Europa League tie in the round of 32. And when it was the last 16, we lost at home, but we beat them 3-1 away. So we went through. But those were the last 2 times we faced Olympiacos. For some reason, I feel like we've had them in a friendly recently. I don't know why. It just doesn't make sense in my brain. But we are actually on a decent run of form at the moment. If I look here on my phone right now, since we lost to Liverpool, we beat Nottingham Forest 3-0. We beat Athletic Club 2-0. We drew against Man City, annoying, but we did leave with a point. We beat Port Vale, and then we just beat Newcastle yesterday. Now, I believe this is a time for us to start going on a run, because as I even look ahead, even though we are talking about the Champions League, we have Olympiacos. Then we have West Ham at home. Again, we're at home twice over the next 2 games. Then we go to Fulham away. After that, it's Atletico Madrid, then Crystal Palace, Brighton, Burnley, Slavia Prague, Sunderland, then Tottenham all the way on the 23rd of November. Then it's Bayern, then it's Chelsea, then it's Brentford, all the way in December. But the next few games alone, Olympiacos, West Ham, Fulham, those 3 games, I want 3 wins. But it starts with Olympiacos. And we've played Olympiacos 12 times. We've won 6 games and we lost 6 games. So it seems like there's only going to be a winner or a loser in this game, first of all. And we need to be the winner, because we want to keep pace with the pack at the top, basically, of the Champions League. Now, I know this is only game week 2. This is only game week 2 at the end of the day, but you don't want to fall behind. You want to finish as high as possible. You want to make sure you get in the top 8 so you don't get those extra games in January or February as well. You don't want to play those playoff games, because even though we do have the squad depth for it to manage it, you don't want that to happen anyway, because we still had injuries as well, and this, that, and the other. And if we can keep our squad fresh as possible, get the job done from now. And this is why the home form is key. key as much as it is in the Premier League, because you have to make your home ground a fortress, and Arsenal need to do that. And we haven't actually done that against Olympiacos the last 2 times we faced them at home. So we need to correct the course. Now, how do we do that? Keep the handbrake off. You can now decide to start Odegaard or Eze in the 10 now on Wednesday. We'll do a predicted 11 tomorrow, or a mixture. I don't know what. I need to do something with the starting 11 video. It needs to be different, because we know 9 times out of 10. Well, 9 times out of 10, sometimes you can predict the 11. But then there are some games like this where I don't know what Arteta's going to go with. Does he continue Eze in the 10 after his performance against Newcastle and try to keep that ticking over? Does he start Odegaard in the 10, get the captain back in the team, get more minutes in his leg, brought him on for a cameo, start him against Olympiacos to start getting that connection back with Victor Gyökeres, or start making it more apparent? Actually, but to be fair to Odegaard, he has been injured for a lot of the start of the season, unfortunately to him, but he is back now, so he will get minutes. I want Victor Gyökeres to get minutes as well, simply because he needs goals. He needs goals, and he's been stifled a lot. He hasn't had the best service, but now that the handbrake has seemed to be let off, hopefully it's just full steam ahead now. We need to start going full steam ahead, and we need to start putting pressure, and we need to start getting points on the board in both competitions, finding a rhythm, actually adding attacking prowess to our game now, and not just defending. And that's why the Newcastle win was so important, because it puts us in this good mood. It keeps our run going. We're unbeaten in 5 games, and we can keep this going in the Champions League. We can absolutely keep this going in the Champions League. So I don't see why not. Now, a little bit on Olympiacos. Now, they are in the Greek Super League 1, and they actually top their league. They've played 5 games. No, that's us. They've played 5, won 4, drawn 1, scored 13, conceded 3. We've played 6, won 4, drawn 1, lost 1, scored 12, conceded 3. Similar situations, but they're top of their league. We're second in ours. But as you have seen, well, I can't really say much. I can't really say much about their league, to be fair, because we've won 6 and lost 6. It means they won 6, we've won 6. You know what I mean? It's a draw at the moment. So I want it to be 7-6 to Arsenal tomorrow. We need to make it 7-6, and the scoreline. I want us to fill our boots. I really want I want like a 3-4-0 or something. I don't know what my prediction is going to be, but I want like a high score. I want players to get their name on the score sheet and get used to that as well, and start racking up the goals. Because generally, the team that scores the most goals in any competition wins it, whether it's the Premier League, the Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, whatever it is. The team that scores the most goals win the most games. And we can score goals from many different positions. We got goals from centre-back. Saliba and Gabriel like scoring goals. Gabriel actually scored a goal in the 3-1 win away from home when we actually played them. Gabriel scored against Newcastle yesterday. Big goals that will contribute to something. Well, hopefully will really contribute to something, actually lifting silverware in whichever competition it is. But you got goals. Marino's got goals. Once Gyökeres is found, he will add goals. Still should have been a penalty yesterday. Oh my days. I still can't believe it. But anyway, Saka, once he starts finding his feet, he might probably start on Wednesday as well, to start finding his feet as well. See, because we want our players to start getting back up to scratch now. Madueke is still out. Not sure what's going on with Ranieri. Not sure why he wasn't in the squad. He wasn't on the bench at all on Sunday. So, but I'm sure all is well. I'm genuinely sure all is well. So people, what are your actual predictions? Because I don't think I've ever asked you, what are your actual predictions for the Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup? How many trophies do you think Arsenal will actually win this season? Because I did say, I think we'll finish 3rd. But as the season goes on, things can be revised at the same time. Maybe Arteta has found his form and found out what he wants to do. Maybe he's realized what he needs to do. Because if he does what I need him to do, which is what I didn't think he would do, but if he actually does what I need him to do, then maybe we can revise our predictions. Maybe we can actually be like, you know what? I'm going to stick my chest out now. Because even around this time, a few years ago, when we actually faced Olympiacos, this is when he said, the quote's basically that the project is going to go bang. And he said after Olympiacos, the project is going to go bang. And basically since then, because that was towards the end of the the end of the 2021 season. And then you go 21-22. The end of the 2021 season, we finished 8th. Then 21-22, we finished 5th. Then 22-23, that's when we challenged for the title. So even though it may have taken a year or so, it did shift up a level. Yesterday, we shifted up a level. Absolutely. It was a tide changer yesterday when we beat Newcastle. And the way everyone was talking about it and the good feeling about it, it feels like Arsenal may have just sunk in for Arsenal yesterday. It might have. And hopefully that is the case going forward, because I hope we beat Olympiacos on Wednesday. Keep this run going. Then we go into West Ham. We go into Fulham. We go on to Atletico Madrid. I think we can really do something special if we can actually do something. If we can actually play the people that need to be played in their positions, rotate them out, keep them fresh. Obviously, keeping everyone injury-free. There's only so much you can do. There's only so much you can do but hope and pray sometimes at the end of the day. Do you know what I'm saying? But people, that has been it for this show. I don't even know what I called it. It's just my thoughts and feelings, to be honest. At the end of the day, I'm genuinely happy to be here. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for the 500 subscribers as well. So make sure you subscribe to Arsenal TV, and we will be back tomorrow with a predicted 11 video for Olympiacos away at home at the Emirates, 8 o'clock in the Champions League. I've been your host, Dini. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers. And for today, did I say a light target of 5 or 10? You know, if I said 5, light target of 10 people. Let's do it. Love and guidance, and I'll see you tomorrow.